Hi, everyone, and good afternoon. My goodness me, and delighted to welcome you all to what is the charity's 12th episode in a series of informal broadcast chats and interviews with fascinating guests and personalities called In Conversation With, hosted by myself, Michael McGrath, Michael the Grinch McGrath, in fact, on behalf of the Muscle Help Foundation. What I can promise you in the next hour is much laughter. There's going to be no discussions about Biden and Trump, and we'll move swiftly on because, as I've mentioned in previous episodes, these conversations have been designed with one goal in mind: to help our community of muscle warriors across the country feel less isolated, less alone, and more connected and engaged. Now, before we start working out our diaphragms, our abdomens, and our face muscles, before our guest moves me to laugh uncontrollably, perhaps for the next 60 minutes or so, God help us, I just wanted to say a big thank you to those of you across the country following and supporting the charity's ongoing COVID-19 efforts. I know we're making a difference where it matters most, but of course, do you know what? We desperately need more support, be that money, time, skills. So if you can help in any way, please do reach out. And whilst these are still very challenging times, I want you all to know that our commitment to the charity's tribal community, our muscle warriors across the United Kingdom, remains unequivocal. Remember, the Muscle Health Foundation charity is yours. It belongs to you. It belongs to everyone. And I just wanted to say that the impact of our work, the impact we have on our beneficiaries and families, on those for whom we're here to serve, to help, amounts to a whole lot more than the sum of our parts. So, as we edge towards the end of October, and while some of you may be easing into a weekend of Halloween pranks, parties, costumes, or trick-or-treating, this is my best effort, ladies and gentlemen. This is my best effort. I put this black top on. There was much conversation in my family as to whether I would have some sort of face paint. The Joker was mentioned, but nevertheless, I'm really thoughtful at this moment in time, where we all are 8 months down the track. We all remember what happened back in February, March. Feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it, when COVID took hold? And I'm reminded by a news piece I caught in the online edition of the Leicester Mercury paper earlier this month, featuring one of our Muscle Warrior beneficiaries, a remarkable 22-year-old man with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, who was literally pleading with people to respect restrictions, to stick to the rules, so that those who are vulnerable, those who are elderly, those with complex health issues can hopefully one day come out of shielding. So, to the many hardened shielding families out there in the country, I say, you're not alone. We must continue to take this thing one day at a time. We must cherish our loved ones. We must be kind to each other. And as I've said in previous episodes, do you know what? It's the little things that really count, that really matter, the little wins each and every day. So you'll know by now the charity is bringing its joy and its magic through virtual experiences that are empowering, experiences that uplift, that bring families together. And this afternoon is no different. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that we're working hard, planning a number of exciting virtual Muscle Dream programs. By way of an update, these new experiences will by default be available to those with muscular dystrophy between the ages of 8 and 28. And so long as you've got good internet connectivity at home, you'll be able to self-nominate or be nominated. And here's the thing. Because of this new world, there are no caps on the number of places on these programs because they're virtual. We'll be able to empower many more beneficiaries, meaning more joy, more magic, more muscle warriors joining the tribe. So keep an eye out on the website, specifically on the charity's COVID-19 tab. Keep an eye out on the charity's Facebook page and on Instagram. So without further ado, let us crack on. A few quick housekeeping points first. Firstly, a safeguarding note. We have eyes over this broadcast, so if any inappropriate comments or behaviors are observed, action will be taken. And secondly, all episodes are recorded and streamed on the charity's Facebook and YouTube channels. And as always, you can help amplify the charity's reach by sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Ready? Okay. Let's plug in. Let's light the spark. Let's electrify ourselves with some laughter this afternoon. Let's talk about living life with laughter. To all those who've tuned this afternoon, prepare to be entertained, prepare to participate, and prepare to laugh. I'm really, really delighted to welcome Harriet Brady-Jackson, the Chief Chuckler. Welcome, Harriet. Thanks so much for joining us this Friday afternoon. And it's Halloween.
It is. It's Halloween tomorrow. Thank you so much for having me, Michael. It's so great to be here. Just have to start with a giggle, with a little hee.
Very good. Love the costume. Love the hat. But listen, hey, before we kick off, I happen to know that you have a favorite movie, and in none other than the smart and undeniably fun British comedy action thriller Hot Fuzz. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. I love that film. That is my favorite. Do you know what it is about that film? Is that I can laugh the whole way through it. And it's also the accent. I lived down in Devon for a little while, and I feel like when I get into that accent now, I can continue it for a while. But yeah, I love it.
Nothing like a bit of Simon Pegg.
No.
Nick Frost. But hey, question, is there going to be a Hot Fuzz 2? Who knows? Watch this space. Now, Harriet, given the opportunity, I know that we said we had a little commentary, didn't we? And we invite one celebrity to your home for tea, for a mug of tea. I'm told it might be a stand-up comedian. Who was that?
It was Ramesh Ranganathan. I saw him last year for my birthday in York, and it was absolutely hilarious. You know what? It's the general theme that the things that I love have something to do with laughing as well. I absolutely love him. He was fantastic. I laughed the whole way through his comedy set. It was brilliant.
Very good. Very good. We also asked you in your briefing document if there was a question that you'd like to see added, and you wrote, what is the oldest item of clothing you still own, and why? And why? So tell me more, please.
You know what? It was actually my sister that heard this question elsewhere, and I just thought it was a brilliant question. And I had to think about it. And the oldest item of clothing I have is a scarf that I made when I was about 10.
Yes.
I still own it. It's a Beano scarf, black and red, probably not wearable. For some reason, I still have it.
Very good. Very, very good. So here we are, Friday afternoon, the 30th of October, Halloween weekend, and we're going to be living life with laughter for the next 50 minutes or so. I've got to ask you, here's my first question. Who is your favorite witch?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you have a favorite witch? Obviously, it's the good witch, isn't it?
Probably my mum.
Very good.
We're a family of witches, so the family probably.
That's nice.
I'm not really sure. I haven't thought about that. I've just thought about dressing up as a witch myself, but no, I've not really thought about it too much.
Is your mum tuning in this afternoon?
I believe she is.
She is.
She is.
Hello, Harriet's mum.
Hi, mum. Hi, family.
Hey, Harriet, listen, Harriet, how did it all begin for you? Tell me a little bit about how it all began for you.
Well, I was thinking about this, how laughter really began for me in my life. And I actually put this question back to my mum about when I started laughing. And she actually said that I came out laughing. And I think what's happened is over the course, like my childhood, I laughed throughout my whole childhood. My family are just a bunch of laughers. We've just got really loud giggles. And I think at some point in the way, on my journey into adulthood, I just stopped laughing as much. And everything became a little bit too serious. Life became serious. I started to think about what it was I was going to do with my future, and everything got a bit scary. And then I found myself coming back to this space again. I found myself coming back to the playful child in me again. And actually that really started earlier this year. That started because of current circumstances is why I've reached the place of laughing as much as I have at the moment.
So tell me about the little friend in the background there, your mascot.
he kind of suits the outfit, I think. He's Sullivan from Monsters Inc.
Sully.
to be, yeah, Sully from Monsters Inc. He seems to be in every camera shot that I do. He seems to always be in the background somewhere, and I don't know how he makes it in. Anything that I do online,
Excellent, excellent, very good. We all love a bit of Sully, don't we?
Absolutely.
So listen, let's start talking about laughter, because that's really what this afternoon is all about. And many people I've been communicating with over the last week or so, talking about this afternoon's episode, have really tuned in, and they thought, you know what, we all need a bit of this important medicine right now. So let's talk about the benefits of laughter and what laughter brings to our well-being and our health. What are your thoughts on that?
Laughter. No, I'm not a scientist, but I know from my experience what laughter has done for me.
Yes.
And it has changed my life completely since I started laughing. The benefits of it are amazing. It strengthens your immune system, lowers stress levels, and it gives you a really good feeling. Really good feeling. It has the ability to just change your mood in seconds, and then you can make that good feeling just last forever. Well, for the day. I mean, if you keep laughing, it will last forever, but just for each day, you can make it last for the day.
I got to ask the question. There's a question just popped into the chat room, which says, if you could put a laughter spell, Harriet, okay, on anyone, who would it be?
Oh.
There's an interesting one. If it doesn't come to you straight away, that's okay.
I'll have to think about it and get back to you later on in the chat about that one.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you know, who can, you know, the laughter sessions that you're doing at the minute for all sorts of different groups of people, who can join in, just out of interest?
Absolutely everyone. Laughing is for everyone. Absolutely everyone, because it doesn't matter if with the laughter sessions, it doesn't matter if it starts off as fake laughter. Your body can't tell the difference between fake laughter and real laughter. You'll still get the same psychological and physiological benefits regardless.
Yeah.
And when it starts off as that fake laughter, it will soon then become real anyway. And that's when you get that real belly laughter. And even if you're not laughing out loud, the laughter inside, you know, that real belly laughter, that's where it really makes the difference. And anyone can do it. I've been doing laughter sessions online, and Laughtercise sessions online and in person. It's absolutely anywhere, anytime. And the thing is with laughter is that you don't even have to wait for those moments that you're in a session to do it. Once you've come to one of those sessions and you realize that laugh is within you, you can do it anytime.
Yeah.
You can start laughing at yourself anytime. Yeah. It's one of the things that I've taken recently is I say in like over the course of the last 8 months, I've really learned to laugh at myself.
Yes.
And to laugh at life. And when I find myself going, oh, I can't do this. This is all too much. I was very nervous about this today. I was getting very nervous about it today. And then I just remembered I kept pausing, breathing, and just letting out a little chuckle. Yeah. And it's just about getting into that playful behavior.
Speaking of playful, I mean, my family think I've lost the plot, because earlier this afternoon I went into the bathroom, I closed the bathroom door, I looked in the mirror, and I just laughed at myself hysterically. And it felt very unnatural to begin with. And as it got going, it's a bit like a steam train, you know. It just the thing just picks up speed as you put more coal in, and I was kind of like putting more coal into the laughter oven, and just started laughing, you know, in a silly way. And I'm having a bit of a laugh now, actually, because one of our viewers, shout out for Helena, she's making me laugh hysterically here, because she said, I quote unquote, I still have my school PE shirt, and she's in her early 50s, by the way. And there's another shout out here, Angel Shepherd. Hi, Angel. Says laughter minion here too. Laughtercise. We're going to talk about Laughtercise in a minute. Laughtercise is the best thing I've done this year. Long may the chuckles continue. So let's talk about Laughtercise. So it says on the website, because I had a look yesterday, it said plug into playfulness, ignite with laughter. So tell me a little bit more about Laughtercise.
It's really about, earlier this year I did a laughter leader course, and I met my partner in work in that course, and his name's Aaron. He's my co-chief chuckler. And we started Laughtercise together earlier this year. And we came up with it because we were doing loads of laughter activities, and we realized that it really does feel like a workout.
Yeah.
It really, once you get into that belly laughter, it feels like you're working out at the same time as giggling. So it's working out but having fun. So it's Laughtercise because it's laughter and exercise.
Come on, then.
We talk about the playfulness because of the fact that you start with the playfulness, and then that's when you were talking about being able to laugh at yourself. That's one of the key things. You lose inhibitions, and you can build that self-confidence by just being able to go, ah! We can give it a go. We'll give it a go. Should we give
Come
it
on,
a go?
then. Let's part of the mission today is to make me laugh hysterically. So
fantastic. I'm loving this mission. I love this mission. So one of our exercises is to do shy laughter. So shy laughter.
Shy laughter.
Shy laughter. So it's very simple. You just start like this, and you go. You keep it going, and then you might show your smile like this. And just let's start with that one. Let's give it a go, Michael. Go on.
All right, I'll try my best.
Okay, so shy laughter.
Hopefully there are no little techie gremlins that are going to take me out here, but there we are. We'll give it a go.
So we go. Fantastic. You keep it going.
Oh dear.
And then if you just take a deep breath in and out, take a deep breath in, and then breathe out. And now this time, when you do the laugh,
yes,
let's do the laughter. So there's 3 different laughter sounds. There's ho ho, ha ha, and hee hee.
Okay.
So it's getting into different places in the body.
Oh, ha ha, hee hee. Okay, so I'm with you.
If we start with our ho ho, all I want you to do, just keep it going for about 10 seconds. We'll do it together, and we're just going to go ho 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 ho. Okay.
Okay. Thank goodness you said 10 seconds and not longer. That's fine. Right.
Ready? Take a deep breath in.
Ho 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 ho.
Well done. And I'm encouraging, if anybody's watching this, I'm encouraging you all give this a go at the same time. It's great.
My Friday afternoon street cred has gone out of the window. Disappeared in a ghoulish way.
Now let's go for the ha ha sound. So the ha ha sound is ha 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 ha, and you can breathe in between. So deep breath in.
Okay.
Well done. And you see how I'm not sure if you can feel it, but you can see how you start to go from that fake into the real very easily. And now let's try the hee hee sound. So we go, so it's just hee, and you can breathe in between. Okay,
here we go. That's dreadful. Struggling with the hee hee. Much easier ho ho.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Very good. Okay.
And then what we do is then we put them all together. So we put them all together, and when you put them all together, it just sounds something like this. Okay.
Don't ask me to do that, Harriet. Please. 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 I've got lots of other questions coming into the chat room. Moving on.
Let's just give it a little go. Just give it a little go, Michael.
A little go. Okay. So it's ho, ha, and he. Okay.
All together.
Ho, he, he, ha, 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 ha. Ho, 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 he, he, ho, 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 ha, 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 ha.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh my goodness. I think my family are going to look at me around the dinner table tonight, and wonder what on earth has happened this afternoon. However, shout out to Jason. Thank you, Jason, for that comment. Yes, you're loving my laughter. There's a sponsored laughter already emerging here. And if people would like to donate a laughable amount to the charity, now's the time, because I'm not doing that again in a hurry. All right. Serious question just popped into the chat room. So a serious question about laughter. So if someone is really, really sad, or even quite depressed, how do we get them? How do we get them laughing, Harriet?
So the beautiful thing about laughter is that it helps to bring out all emotions. So it helps to like bring out all of those uncomfortable emotions. So recently, I lost my cousin in January, quite tragically. And I have to say that laughing, it seems really strange to say that laughter would help me through that. But it really did, because I found something a while ago, and I used to do it growing up, and I've come back to it a lot recently, called crafting, where you cry and you laugh at the same time. So it's about what I would suggest to that person, whoever that might be, and we all go through our really difficult times, is to bring out that playfulness, to do those ho ho ha ha he he, and to do those silly little things. Silly little things like shy laughter. At the moment, there's things that you can do. Imagine that you're a ghost and go, hoo, because what anything like that will do is releasing any of those trapped emotions.
Yeah.
And I know from my own experience that when I have laughed through those experiences, it's just helped me release everything, all of those uncomfortabilities. And it does feel really uncomfortable at first. I don't know if I've taught anybody that has said to me, oh, I felt really comfortable right from the beginning of a session. But it's about pushing that uncomfortable and getting into those uncomfortable places, because that's when you really find the freedom.
Do you know, Harriet, when I think about our community, so young people, children, young people, and young adults and adults with muscular dystrophy, and we spoke about this, didn't we, in terms of the connection between expressing the emotion of happiness at laughing at a joke, for example, and using all of our facial muscles. I think it takes about 30 muscles to laugh, something like 10 or 11 muscles to frown, but only one to make a difference. And for those that are feeling isolated and feeling alone and feeling disconnected in some way, shape, or form, laughter is a pretty potent medicine. And one of the things that when we first started talking, it suddenly dawned on me that actually, over and above all the other topics that we've had so far on this In Conversation With series, this was the one that I felt was going to be somehow different and almost like a litmus paper, ignite something in our community and in encouraging them. And if there was one thing that could happen from this experience, from those that are watching now and those that watch maybe over the weekend or over the next week or two, is to take that maybe that ho ho ha ha he he exercise, or even that thing about laughing at yourself in front of a mirror.
Yeah.
And that would be amazingly powerful. And what a gift you're bringing us this afternoon.
Thank
and
you,
I want you to talk to me a little bit more about the ambition for Laughtercise, because there are more questions coming in the chat room, but let's just talk about the ambition for Laughtercise for a minute. What's the goal? Where do you want to take it?
I just want to spread it as far and wide as we possibly can. Like you said yourself there, and I have to agree with everything that you've just said as well. Laughter is so contagious. Like when one person laughs, you just can't help but giggle along with them as well. Even if it's almost like it's uncontrollable. And yeah, but with Laughtercise, like it began because Laughtercise began because me and Aaron realized how much it had affected us, and how much laughter really affected us and how good it made us feel. And I want to spread that as much as I can. I want to spread that joy as much as I can. And not even the joy, like what we were talking about earlier, the freedom that you get through it. We've worked in many different ways, and we've worked with quite a few people and businesses and one-to-ones and groups over the last few months, and And I've seen some people really getting free in laughing. I've seen some people really like building their own self-confidence again and trusting themselves again. I've heard, it makes me quite emotional because there's so many different stories that I've heard of people that have been told that their laugh is too loud. Don't laugh, your laugh's too loud. And what that does is just suppress. And every time we suppress those emotions, it just gets bigger and bigger inside us until we explode, right? That's been my experience of it. If I have any uncomfortable emotions, then I just push them down. At some point, they're going to come out. And what the laughter does and what Laughtercise does is it gives you a place to set them free without them just exploding at a random point in time.
I think the word that I pick up there was freedom, and that sense of being free in the moment when somebody makes you laugh, like you've made me laugh this afternoon, but you're going to try it again a bit later, because I know that my wife will be wondering if I can do this again. So, but there's a few little notes coming in on the chat room. Let me just fire some. Tracy Walker says, "Hi, as one of Harriet's laughter minions, you clearly have an army of minions out there, Harriet." She says you're absolutely brilliant. And Adele Brady-Jackson is loving the interaction, and she says, "Hey sis, you rock. You rock." Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? And David, hi David. David says, "Laughing is great preparation for Christmas." That's an interesting idea, isn't it? I like that. I can't, people come to me, "Michael, it's 6.5, 7 weeks, 8 weeks for Christmas. Go away." No. All right. And a few, there's, let me whiz through these. Hang on a second. Jason again says, "This live demonstration is making me chuckle." He made some observation about the Chief Grinch. Should we move on from that one? Thank you for that, Jason. Michelle says, "Such a wonderful lady, pushing boundaries and losing inhibitions." So thank you for that, Michelle. That's really kind. Ange says, "The endorphins that laughter releases at every one of the morning laughter sessions we have stay with me all day. I find myself laughing at the silliest things and often chuckle at myself all through the rest of the week." And that's down to you, Harriet. And Michelle has popped up again. She said, "The best medicine in the world." She said, "We may have this condition, but it does not define us. Laughter inspires good emotions, great emotions, to come forward and forget yourself for half an hour or so." And Tracy says, "Harriet has given me back my laughter and my confidence, and I have my cheeky mojo back." Oh, how beautiful. Thank you for that, Tracy. That is an amazing gift you've got right there, Harriet. And if we can help to amplify your gift and promote it to others, then hopefully we're doing that this afternoon. Now,
thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone, for the lovely
comment. No. There'll be more of those coming through. I have no doubt about that. There's another one just popped in here, which is about, do men find it more difficult to laugh than women? Interesting question there.
No.
Would you like to comment on that one, Harriet?
I've not really experienced it. I think it's all very personal. I don't think there's a generalization to it. I think it's a personal experience that you have with your own laughter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. Ian says, "I'm sold." He said, "I'm sold." What have we sold him? I think what have you sold him? He said he can't wait to get going. Pencil me in. So what are we penciling in for, do you think? Maybe he's going to pop up one of your sessions. But listen, moving on. And for those who need convincing, Harriet, I know that you're a bit of a Monsters, Inc. film fan. Is that right?
I am. I love Monsters, Inc. Oh, look, there's Sullivan. See, look, he's there.
There he is. There he is. It's a great film, and it's a film. I was doing a little bit of reading. It's a film showing the power of laughter, isn't it? And in the film, it's the clever monsters, that powered their city, the whole city, on one thing, and that was laughter. And boy, oh boy, could we do with some of that right now.
And the film was actually, so it was, they were were pumping the whole city full of screams, and then they realized that they could use laughter instead. Fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, it's interesting I had a quick look on, now I don't do this very often because I'm not consuming much news at the moment, but I had a quick look at the BBC News feed this afternoon, just to see if there's anything there that would lift my spirit. And there was one thing which just jumped off the page at me, and it was around Borat's Sacha Baron Cohen, who donated $100,000, that's about £75,000 thereabouts, to the community church attended by Janice Jones, one of the unwitting stars of the new Borat film. And there's this lovely picture of Sacha Baron Cohen with this amazing smile, and that caught my attention and made me chuckle, you know. And it's those little things, isn't it? It's those little wins.
It is those little moments, and actually that's where I catch myself today, and that's a lot about what I teach, is being able to catch yourself just before you get a little bit too serious, before I go down this rabbit hole of, oh, I can't do this, like life's too big and scary, I'm terrified of everything feels wrong, or I feel lonely and I don't have any people. Before I get into that place, I catch myself, and I laugh, and I do. And I do those playful activities to bring that laughter out.
So, this word playful has popped up a little bit in this afternoon's conversation. So, why is it, Harriet, that we don't perhaps laugh more at ourselves? What's holding us back, do you think?
I do think it's, again, I think it's all very personal experience. What was holding me back was fear of what I'm going to look like, fear that it's just fears that that it's going to go wrong, that I can't do this, that I look really silly when I laugh. But yeah, you think about a child when they fall over, they always seem to, even if they've got a cut or a graze, they might have a little cry, but they generally laugh it off quite quickly. They're quite good at just getting themselves up and laughing it off. And at some point, when we grow into adults, we stop doing that. We stop being able to just get ourselves up and giggle it out. And the main point I want to make is not that it's just ignoring how we feel, not ignoring that we're feeling sad or anything like that. It's being able to release all of the rest of the emotions through the laughter. So we get off, we giggle it out, and then we craft, or we cry and laugh at the same time. We just let it out through the giggles, through that playful behavior. And it's just getting that childlike sense out again, that childlike playfulness out again.
So we've heard of this term over a number of years now, fake news, right? So just go with me on this one for a second. So do you think fake laughing, releases one's endorphins?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's William Bloom has a video on YouTube about the endorphins effect, and that it takes to change one cell in anybody to change everything about how we feel. And it's that, and that's where that good feeling comes out, where we get that release of endorphins, and then we feel more motivated, more energized, and we can build that personal resilience to life.
I'm a great believer in positive affirmations, and this idea of statements that make you feel good about yourself, that set you up for the day. Statements at the moment around, I am safe, I feel protected, I'm loved. And if we put laughter into that mix, in terms of an affirmation, knowing full well that it reduces the level of stress hormones, if you like, cortisol and adrenaline in the body, and it stimulates the feel good hormones. Why wouldn't, like endorphins, why don't more and more of us want for that free flowing endorphin experience? I mean, as we spoke about it a little earlier, we touched on it, didn't we? That studies have shown that even a fake laughing moment in time can elevate your mood. And I have to say, my ho ho ha ha he he exercise with your good self earlier did lift my mood a little bit. I'm looking forward to the next exercise whenever you're ready. But I gather that laughter really does, it releases the kind of the there's a neurotransmitter called dopamine, which essentially serves as a reward for our brains. And I think we actually need an army of Ramesh Ranganathans. What do you think? Although I'm more in the Jack D camp myself, but anyway, no offense, Ramesh, if you're watching.
I think that's a great idea. We need an army of minions.
An army of minions, absolutely. So
giggling minions. That's a great idea.
Yes, absolutely. Why not? So dopamine. Okay, dopamine creates that sense of euphoria. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
and I think it plays a pivotal role in our motivation, especially right now in this moment in time where so many people are struggling, and they're struggling with how they're feeling. They're struggling with the news. They're struggling with this whole pandemic. They're finding it distressing. They're finding it hard. It's becoming wearisome for so many families. I know that to be the case, and anxiety levels I know are through the roof. And so that gift that you have is a wonderful thing, and we need to. How do we bottle this? No, set up a business. Let's bottle it. So, I've got to ask you a question. So I was leading up to my question. I was going to ask you how, since February, March, lockdown and shielding and all those terms that are now part of our vocabulary, how has the last 7 or 8 months or so changed the way that you've had to live your life, Harriet?
My life has completely changed in the last 8 months. Completely changed. I really get a lot of energy from being around people. I'm a real extrovert and I love being around people. And before lockdown, before all of this, I was seeing people constantly. I was teaching all the time, going from place to place. I was always seeing my family. And so that first initial hit of not being able to see anybody, I really struggled with. And I found I was having those moments of feeling really sad, and then I was feeling okay. It was a bit like the waves rolling in and out. I felt okay for a second, and then not so okay. It wasn't really like a line of one emotion. And again, I come back round to the one thing that's got me through it is laughter. The one thing that's I've been able to get through because I've been having Zoom calls with my family, and we've done fun activities on Zoom. We'll be giggling with each other, pulling faces just to bring out that playfulness and giggling, and my life has changed. My life is now sitting in front of a laptop and talking to people through a screen, which is completely different. But what I've realized is that I still get exactly the same benefits with laughing with somebody over this channel than I do in person, because it's exactly the same thing of when I start laughing or someone else starts laughing, it sets off that chain of giggles. And so even though my life has definitely changed, there's been ups and downs. It's been a lot of things that have changed and have really worked out well, but there's been really difficult moments in that as well. Really
Give me an example of perhaps a difficult moment, if you'd like to share it.
Yeah. So I used to have quite a default setting, and I've been working on this for about the last 5 years. About 5 years ago, I found myself in quite a difficult place emotionally and mentally. I felt quite disconnected from the rest of the world, and to be honest, I could have been around a load of people and it wouldn't have made a difference. I still felt isolated because it was that separation inside of me. And I've gone off on a tangent and I've forgotten your question.
No. It's about exploring, a difficult moment in time, or
moment. So yeah, so what happened was, so I've been working on myself a lot over the last 5 years, and working on that part of me that felt separated and isolated. And what I found was that I was going back into that place again. In the last 8 months, is that place was shining its ugly head again, of you can't do this. And it's just like that little voice in the back of my head that goes, you can't do this. This is it's all very scary. And I can't pinpoint one moment, but I know there was one I can actually. There was one moment when I was online and I was doing a group chat with a group of women and my mum, and I just broke and I just started crying and I couldn't stop. And I felt like I was going to feel like that forever, and I didn't feel like that feeling was ever going to go away. But what I've learned about myself in the last 5 years is that feelings never last forever. And even in the uncomfortable, for those few moments where I felt like I could have cried for a century, is that once it's all out, it changes again.
You're an extraordinary person. You have a wonderful, wonderful gift, and all I'd say is just keep sharing your gift with others. There's another message just come into the chat room from David, who says, and this is a very powerful observation. He says, we don't need to bottle laughter, as we all carry it within ourselves. And so it's, you have that gift to draw that out of people that perhaps have forgotten to laugh because of the circumstances that they find themselves in. People right now, they don't want to laugh. It doesn't feel like it's a time of laughter.
No, exactly.
Depending on which side of the pond you are, obviously. However, I said I wasn't going to go there. I'm not going there. I'm not being drawn on what's going across the pond in the States. Let's not go there. So another question for you is just popped in here, which is what's the thing that you've missed most, Harriet, during this time of continued uncertainty? What have you missed the most, out of interest?
I've missed stability.
Ability.
Stability.
Stability. Yes.
Life and just knowing that I could make plans and they were going to go through. That's what I've missed the most.
Yeah.
I've missed being able to just go, okay, I'm going to plan to do this, and I know for a fact it's going to happen.
Yes.
It just doesn't seem to happen today. And I have to just what you were just saying as well about laughing, about bottling laughter, is we all have the ability to change how we feel, but it's by allowing those emotions to come out to then change that feeling.
Yeah. I was reading on your website about the business benefits of laughter, and this idea of companies and businesses, spending some time, whether it's a Monday morning, laughter meeting, or Friday afternoon laughter moments in time, whatever, and just coming together, great teamwork exercises and team building exercises around laughter, I'm sure. But if companies aren't doing that right now, there's an opportunity, isn't there, from your perspective, to perhaps share some of that with businesses across the county and further afield. Who knows? There's another question come in, which is, should we give young people in our country laughter classes at school? It's a great question, isn't it?
Oh, I love that question. That's a brilliant question. Brilliant question. I teach a children's yoga class on a Wednesday evening, and I actually teach as part of the curriculum in a school as well, teach yoga to year 3, and I make it my point to laugh with them as often as I can, to bring laughter into it as often as I can. I 100% think that we should be making a point of laughing.
So are we talking like primary school children, secondary school?
Primary, secondary.
Yeah.
Anybody, any child, because I think if you can get the ability to just laugh at yourself from that young age, imagine the impact that's going to make as you grow up. if I had that when I was a teenager and I was going through those difficult stages of teenage life, I just think it would have been completely different for me.
I wonder whether there's a correlation between, high performing athletes and part of their training regime around ha ha ho ho he he moments. There's a question come in here: is laughter like sport? The more you practice, the better you get at it. Would you say that?
I actually would say that. Yeah, I would say that you get better at it because you get better at being able to just release it anytime.
Yes.
Because I can start laughing for absolutely no reason now, and that's what we want to do. I want to be able to give people the opportunity to just stop and start laughing, not wait for any of those outside stimuli to make you laugh.
Yeah.
Just laugh.
Yeah. Nice. Adele. Hello, Adele. Not the pop star, surely. No, a different Adele. Adele. She says, "You're amazing."
Oh, thank you.
And she said she's so proud of you.
Thank you.
And Helena's popped up again. She said, "I've really, really missed hugs." There's a story I'll share with you one day about hugs. We'll do that another day. And David's come back on. He said, I'd like to thank Harriet for sharing some insight into her more difficult times. I don't expect that when she came to talk about laughter, she was going to lay her soul bare. So thank you for that. I said to you at the beginning, didn't we? We'd have an authentic conversation, and whilst the clock is ticking, and we're just going to keep the conversation going for another 10 or 15 minutes or so. Helena's popped up again. She said, "Children laugh naturally, and what they need is the space and the time and the opportunity to do that. And so why isn't it that adults don't laugh naturally?"
Yeah.
Interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tracy's popped up and she said, "I wish I'd had a Harriet to teach me this stuff when I was in school. It would have been amazing. What amazing life skill to pass on." Isn't that lovely?
That's so lovely. That is so lovely.
And then somebody else has said, "We all take life far, far, far too seriously."
So when I was in my leader training, my laughter leader training, I was asked right at the beginning of the course, "So are you in a serious relationship?" And I thought that was really funny that we put that word in front of relationship.
Yeah.
Why don't we say we're in a fun relationship? I'm in a great, fantastic, fun relationship.
Yes.
I'm not in a serious relationship.
Yeah.
And we seem to do that with a lot of things.
Yeah.
We say to ourselves, "Are you going to take this seriously?" So, well, no. Why do we need to take this seriously? There's some things that, we need to be here and be present for and listen to. But why can't we just feel all of the emotions and let out a giggle through that seriousness?
I know that my wife has a very dear girlfriend by the name of Haley. I don't know if she's tuning in or not, but they're what they call their laughter buddies. They actually talk to each other. "I need to speak to my laughter buddy," and a message will come in, and so they have their moments of laughter, which is lovely to hear because it's a tonic to hear people laughing as well, isn't it? Even though you may not be laughing. Somebody's Jem's just popped up. He said, "Any tips for making my wife laugh?"
Start laughing. Just start laughing.
Well, with her or at her? I mean,
not at.
Okay, all right.
We don't laugh at people. We laugh with people.
With people, good. Just checking. So,
at people.
Harriet, I got another question for you. Would you share with our audience, please, one or two kind of aspirations or goals that you want to achieve in your life filled with laughter? What's the thing for you? A couple of goals.
I have this image of just setting alight the laughter, and then it slowly ripples around the world. And I'd love to just take that as far and wide as I can, just to get people giggling here, there, and everywhere. And also to spread the freedom, really, spread freedom, spread how to achieve freedom in those times where, especially in those times where we're finding it hard. But at all times, really, and every day.
every day. Do you know what? We've got some folks down in Hampshire that have popped up on the radar here, and they said, "Hi Harriet, I agree with you 100%. This particular individual, Jenny by name, laughs at anything and any time, and laughter lifts one's spirit." She said, "Adults don't laugh automatically because they hold things in and would feel stupid if you said just go outside and laugh out loud."
I have a trick for that one. Can I just say one thing like this? I have a trick for that one. So if you go, what I do is, if I really have started to go, oh, I'm taking it a bit too seriously now, and I've got my serious head has come on, and I just want to let out a giggle, and I'm out in public, what I do is I take out my phone. I'm giving away my secret now. Everyone's going to know what I'm doing, but I take out my phone. I take out my phone and I pretend that I've got that I've had a funny text message come in.
Yeah.
And I just laugh at my phone and I just go, and it just comes out, and it's great.
I think that's a great idea. I think we should advocate that. That's a wonderful idea. And just going back to the Hampshire comment from Jenny. Hi Jenny, shout out to Jenny. So my wife is blessed, and I said to you that she had a buddy called Haley. Well, actually, all good things come in threes. So I know that that my wife, one of her laughter buddies, her primary laughter buddy is Jenny. And as I said, all good things come in threes. And if you have the gift to be able to laugh, and your laughter, the tone of your laughter, the sound of your laughter causes other people to to stop and look round and then laugh with you, as opposed to a kind of laughter that you think, oh, please wind it in. You know what I mean? My wife has that laughter, which is that beautiful laughter that makes other people share in the joy of that moment.
There's not. I haven't heard one laughter sound that sounds like you need to stop laughing. Everybody's laughter sounds so unique. Yeah. It's fantastic. I love it. And then when everybody's laughing together and you hear all of these different sounds, it's just fantastic.
So, hey, before our final question, time's ticking on. We've got another quick exercise, a little laughter exercise, a little laughtercise for us.
Okay. So one of my favorites, and actually this is some of my my Laughtercise buddies' favorites, is silent laughter. Right. So silent laughter is great because what you do is that you're not allowed to laugh out loud. You have to keep your mouth closed and just go. And if you hear anybody make a sound, you have to go shh. So it's all about and it's when you do that silent laughter, it's about, if you can think back to those times when you're a child, if anybody told you to be quiet or to stop laughing, this is when you're getting into those deep places of being able to let it out. So let's give it a go. So it's just silent laughter. So we go.
Very good.
And then if you just sorry, carry on.
I was going to dive into the chat room. There's a couple more questions, and then we got our final question as time is ticking along, and I've had my 5 minute mark. We can't wait until the spread of laughter outweighs the spread of COVID. Interesting observation. And we should all keep a folder of videos and pictures and messages that we can go to when we need cheering up. I like that. That's a good thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think about that thought?
Yeah, I love that.
And Mel has just popped up. Hi, Mel. Good afternoon. Great that you're able to dive in. Sometimes when things go wrong and you have to be serious, okay, laughter is the only way to release the stress.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree.
David's still on, which is great. Thanks, David. Talks about David Bowie, called one of his tours the Serious Moonlight Tour, taking the mickey out of the use of the word serious in front of everything.
Yeah.
So, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Michelle's popped up and said, most pressure we experience is all from ourselves, especially having a condition. We face judgment and told you can't do this, you can't do that. Gosh, I know about that. Well, Laughtercise is a fantastic way to release the pressure. No judgment. Let us all be silly. Let us all have fun. That's a really lovely way. Valerie's popped up. Hello, Valerie. Who says she cannot do silent laughter. She just says, I cannot do this! Exclamation mark in her message here. Angela said, hi, Harriet. Love your laugh and love you so much. From Angela, proud of you. Angela said, my favorite experience, the silent laugh, along with all the gibberish.
Oh, yeah, gibberish is great.
Gibberish is good. And Tracy said, we struggle to keep laughter in with a silent exercise as soon as this starts. So there we go. Let's move on to the final question. And that is this. So Harriet, really to close off this afternoon's conversation, which I really enjoyed, actually. Thank you so much. Who makes you laugh the most in your life, Harriet? And what is it that makes that laughter emerge? Who makes you laugh the most in your life?
Yeah, my family and my partner Kevin really makes me laugh. Really, like any time that I'm with my family, we are always in stitches together. As soon as they start, to be honest, it's their laughter that makes me laugh, because they have such contagious laughter. And I'm going to start giggling thinking about it. And but my partner, he's constantly telling jokes, and they're always, some of them not too funny, but they still make me laugh.
Good. Hey, listen. So I'm going to say thank you so much, Harriet, for being such a wonderful, wonderful guest and for giving us all an insight into the world of laughter. I really, really enjoyed it. And if I can invite you, please, Harriet, to give your best muscle warrior salute. Okay. Great stuff. And if people wish to contact you, how can they reach you?
I can reach me through the Laughtercise website, or through Facebook, Harriet Brady-Jackson, or Instagram. I'm Putney Pixie on Instagram.
Putney Pixie. Love it. Very good. So before we finish up, I'd like to get everyone's feedback. So please head over to the charity's Facebook page, where you'll find a Survey Monkey link. 30 seconds of your time, just 30 seconds. Any comments so we can improve the broadcast experience going forward? That would be fabulous. And of course, if you've enjoyed today's episode, as it says on the little ticker message there, head over to musclehope.com, discover what we do, and please do make a donation. That would be really lovely. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, knowing that you have helped grow our virtual efforts, made a donation of £6.57, because we all know what the Power 657 is all about. You'll be helping us support our community, and thank you. For our beneficiaries and families across the country who've tuned in today, thank you, and please reach out with your suggestions as to how we can continue to support you moving forwards. And if you know someone, Harriet, if you know someone who you think would like to participate in a future In Conversation With episode, please get in touch and let us know. And finally, drum roll. Here's the drum roll, Roman. We're taking a bit of a break. Yes, we're taking some time out. All right. Now, some of you will recall Ryan Ramsey here, the former nuclear-powered submarine commander. We had a great conversation about isolation and top tips and so on. His conversation was well received. And when we realized that our 13th In Conversation With episode fell on Friday the 13th, which is in 2 weeks' time, well, it was my colleague on the inside, actually. It was Grace, our studio lead, who's behind the scenes making it all happen, who thought we shouldn't tempt those technology gremlins, should we? So instead, we're inviting everyone. We're inviting the nation to celebrate with the Muscle Hop Foundation charity, where this broadcast series all began. in watching the very first episode. Okay, again, with Ryan. And here's the thing, you can watch it whenever you want, at whatever time suits you. How's that? So that all said, we will be back. Yes, we will be back in about 4 weeks' time with, wait for it, episode 14. And here's the diary date, Friday, the 27th of November at 4 p.m. Friday, the 27th at 4 p.m. And all I'm going to say about this guest is the following, all right? That at least 910 million people tuned in to watch a moment in time 10 years ago. A moment in time that's been recorded, debated, analyzed, and to this day continues to be discussed. And there's only one clue that I'm prepared to offer up in this moment in time, and here it is. For now, stay safe, stay well, and until next time, big, big thanks to the Chief Chuckler, to Harriet, and to Grace, and to Jem, and to Sarah in the studio for supporting this afternoon's broadcast. Have a lovely weekend all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now.